Hi composition class. I just wanted to reach out to you today with one more video. Hopefully this reaches you well. Hopefully you get a chance to watch it, because in this video I would like to break down for you some of the things that I would have been showing you if we were in a regular classroom. And so hopefully this video helps. So the first trick or tip that I want to give you in tackling this research paper is that number one, I want you all to tell yourself this is easier than you think. And it really, really is. This is the thing that kept me from doing super well on any research paper that I did all throughout high school. And it was by my third year in college when I finally started to get a grasp on this. And I wished that somebody would have told me earlier on that research is easier than you think. So the second thing that I want to tell you, and this is why research is easier than you think, but also more challenging than you're giving yourself credit for, is that it is messy and time-consuming. So that's the part of a research paper that is challenging. It's not because it requires a huge amount of thought. It's not because it requires, a huge amount of writing. The thing that requires the most amount of time is the process. So if you're like me, and many of you are very talented writers. So all throughout high school, I said that I struggled with writing research papers, and it's because I was used to sitting down at a computer and writing for about an hour, maybe two, and then maybe I'd proofread it, maybe I'd have a friend look at it, maybe, but then I'd turn it in and it was fine. So with a research paper, the thing that I missed was the process. And that's why you've had a good 3.5, 4 weeks to work throughout this process. So the very first thing that I gave you for this assignment, for this research process, is to read about the process. And if you guys remember, and this is going to be a little bit review for those of you who have done this before, but if you remember, the process starts with first identifying a topic. And I've left this really open for you guys because I wanted you to pursue something that you're maybe passionate about. Now, when you have a research topic for something like science, then you can narrow it down a little bit more, and you can choose one of those options in a science class. Or if you have another class, such as when I took my college algebra class, we had to choose anything within the realm of algebraic history and research some kind of historian, and then turn in a research paper. And in those classes, which you may end up taking, where you have to write research for a different subject, then you might not be researching something that you're passionate about. And so for this assignment, I really did want you to choose a topic that you were interested in. Now, the next thing you gotta do is to research and prepare a thesis. So you could already have a thesis in mind, or you could start researching and then come up with a thesis. What's the point in having a thesis? This is the whole point of your paper. And this is also the opinion in your paper. And that's one of the things that I didn't realize was way easier than I thought. When we were growing up in school, traditionally we're kind of trying to think that research is just facts. And there's no opinion in just the facts, right? But let me ask you this. How many of you guys have gone to a doctor and said, I don't like your opinion, I'm going to go to another doctor? Now, doctors are constantly working within this framework of looking at facts and giving you an opinion based on those facts. And that's what a research paper is. It's supposed to kind of prepare you for anything where you have to use facts to form an opinion. Opinions aren't bad. Opinions are only bad if they're not based on a realm of facts and evidence or experience. And so that's the whole goal of this research paper, is you just get the experience of learning how to look up information to back up your own opinion. So identifying a topic can sometimes be a little bit challenging, but really it's easier than you think. If you pick a topic, that's why, if you guys remember when I was trying to help you pick a topic, I said, what's the easiest one? That's what I want you guys to try to do. It's going to be easier to identify a topic. It's going to be easier to research it and come up with a thesis if there's lots of information out there about it. Okay? So the next step that you need to do in a research process is to, after you research everything and you read it all, then you just want to give credit where credit is due. So what does that mean? That means you have 4 pieces of information that you would like to incorporate into your research paper. So you have an opinion that cats are better than dogs, and it could be something as simple as that. Well, you want to not only share your opinion in that cats are better than dogs, but then you want to give a fact. Why are cats better than dogs? Well, that's where you're going to find some piece of information somewhere to back up your opinion. Now, that information did not come from your brain. That came from somebody else doing work. So all you have to do is say, I got it from this place. And there's lots and lots of information on how to provide that in a research paper. And for this class, you're doing it in MLA format. So the final thing that you need to do after you start writing and after you get into your paper is to consider the format. And for this paper, it is MLA formatting. And MLA formatting is easier than you think. So much easier than you think. And the reason I can tell you this is because it's nothing more than a whole bunch of people sitting around and saying, you know what? I want everybody's paper to have the page number on the top right. And so you go check out what the MLA formatting guidelines are, and you read the list of things that all these people somewhere decided that you need to have in your paper for it to be correct. And that's how you do the MLA formatting. It's just a simple set of instructions that you can't skip. So any of you who have ever built something and you were provided with a list of instructions and you say, well, I can do this without those instructions, MLA formatting is easier than you think. You literally just have to do every single thing that they tell you to do. So if they tell you to put your first and last name in the upper left-hand corner of the paper, you have to do that. If you're told that you have to have 1-inch margins on your document, you have to do that. If you're told that you have to put your paper in Times New Roman font at size 11 or 12, you have to do that. And those are the simple basics that have been around with MLA formatting. Those are some of their main requirements. However, like I said, it changes on almost a yearly basis. And it's stupid why it changes. I don't know why it changes, other than maybe they want to make more money selling books, because there is somebody out there who runs an organization that runs all of this MLA formatting stuff, and they make money from selling books. That said, formatting is incredibly important. When a teacher gets an assignment from you, and they get 100 other assignments from people, and it's supposed to be the same thing, it's better for it all to look the same. And this is the same when you look through a magazine, or you look through a website, or you look through anything that's in print. They have formatting guidelines for the way that their organization puts information out, just so that it's easier on the people who's reading it. So there is a good reason for formatting, but it's nothing you ever have to memorize, and something that you should always check your resources for. So the Purdue website that I provided to you in the link for today's assignment is one of your best resources for making sure that you're putting anything in the correct format. And the most traditional formats are MLA and APA. And MLA is used for anything that's not science or math, pretty much anything across the board. But when you're dealing with other subjects such as science or math or psychology or anything in the realm of science or math, then your teachers may ask you to use a different kind of formatting. And that's okay. It just means you have to go look it up. And this can seem counterintuitive to what we're used to doing, right? Because this is like when you take a math class and you learn how to do long division in 3rd grade and you're not allowed to use a calculator, right? And so this formatting guidelines is almost like we're telling you to just look it up and get the instructions and get the cheat sheet. And there's really no test about it. It really is easier than you think. So this video is way too long. It's about 10 minutes long, which is about how much time I probably would have talked to you in class about this information. But hopefully some of this review of the process will help you get started if you haven't started, and maybe it'll help you get finished and encourage you to work hard towards the end, because this is easier than you think, but it is messy and time consuming. So just do your best to make sure that you have something for a rough draft. If you haven't found sources that back up what your thesis is, if you still don't understand what thesis is, if anything that I've said in the last 10 minutes hasn't made any sense, please reach out to me. My contact information is in Hangouts, and it's in the assignments that I've posted. It's in emails that I've sent to you. So you have many ways to contact me, and I'm available pretty much anytime until the end of the school year. I'll try to respond to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks, guys.